I am always on the lookout for games like Lost Portal that are single-player card games with a collectible card game or trading card game feel to them, and that's why I had to check out Temporal War. Now, is it any good? Let's find out in my review. Don't forget to leave a like, pop a sub, and comment, and let's get right into it. Temporal War's art style really caught my attention because of its comic book art style. I'm a sucker for comic book art styles. I love comics myself, and I actually think it's really cool how military-centric this art style is. It's done super well. There is a storyline to Temporal War, but it's very negligible, it's very generic. It's just one army fighting another for resources and territory, and that's all you need to know to get into the game. Now with the game, you're fighting over territories, so you can attack certain territories in any order you see fit, but certain territories will be harder to overtake or have harder opponents and bosses to defeat, and you need to strategically choose these in the right order to succeed. The way you take over these territories is through card battling. Now you get to choose what cards are in your deck, and when a battle begins, your cards are automatically drawn out of your deck onto the battlefield, and all you have to do is say you're ready for the turn to commence, and once you do that, your cards will automatically battle the cards across from them and do damage and calculations all by themselves. So you literally just have to tap a button. Now each card can have an ability that will proc, so it's always important to pay attention to what abilities your opponent's cards have as well as your own. Now after the first turn commences, if there are any empty spaces on the battlefield, then each turn you will only draw one card from your deck to replace one of the empty spots. So you have to really be aware of how many empty spots are on the field and how many units are coming in, and everything is really hands off. So you really have to strategize according to your deck and then just hope for the best. I also wanted to mention that the animations during battles take forever. This is the main gripe I have with the gameplay loop overall, and I wish there was an option to speed up what was happening, such as a ×2 option, or at least something that I could select to turn off the animations, because it will blow you away with how long they take to transpire. What's interesting about this card battling and the cards themselves is each unit has a power number associated with them, and that's what they attack for as well as what is used for their health. And on top of that, it determines when they can be played or drawn from your deck. So if something has a power of 3, then it will not be drawn before turn 3. So any turn after that, then it can be drawn. So it makes you really think about what to put in your deck and make sure it has a good curve. What's really unique about Temporal War's gameplay loop and this battle system is obviously you're having cards that are getting destroyed during these battles, but after the battles are finished, some of those cards will not return to your deck and they will be lost forever. So with these battles that you win, you get a certain amount of currency, and then you use a gacha system to pull one card at a time, and then you can utilize those cards in your deck. Now obviously there's a certain few cards that you can use as much as you need, but those cards that you draw from the gacha are obviously going to afford you way more strategically smart choices and more powerful moments. So you have to kind of mix up your strategy on the fly and as you go, because you can't just rely on certain cards. You constantly have to change your strategy because these cards are going to get destroyed during these battles. I really like this part. Now you have heard the entire gameplay loop. So you try to invade territories strategically, and you battle for those territories, and if you win, you take over those territories, and in between these battles, you have to recruit new cards to replace the ones that have been destroyed, and changing your strategies as you go. And that's literally all there is to it. It is solid, and I do appreciate the simplicity and straightforwardness of this game. However, it feels like it's missing something outside of the battle system and the drafting system and the deck building system, which is unfortunate, but true. Which brings me to this game's monetization. It is a premium game available for $3.99 on the App Store. Now, do I think it's worth that asking price? I don't think so. I think the gameplay loop is solid, but as I said, it feels like it's missing something. It doesn't feel quite complete. Now, you do get a lot of gameplay for your price. However, I would wait for a sale on this one. At the end of the day, I can definitely see what Temporal War was going for with its gameplay loop. It's tight, it's straightforward, and it's satisfying to play. However, it feels like it's missing something outside of the battles and the deck building elements, which would make it feel whole. I don't think it's necessarily worth the asking price unless it's on sale. Then feel free to give it a try. The link to the game is in the description down below. Alright guys, that was my review for Temporal War. If it helped you out or if you enjoyed it in any way, please leave a like, pop a sub, and comment down below your favorite single player card game. I'm always looking for more, so if you guys can share a new one, I'd really appreciate it. I love you guys, I hope you guys are staying safe, and take it easy.